We look so intense, like we're about to take on an armada. If there were like 100 other Khajiits behind us, that'd look pretty cool. Anyway, we're back. This is Drofilathon. And we are going to continue our adventure to Gnisis now. Well, first we're gonna look at the carnage that we were just involved in the last episode and see if we can find anything of value. So first, let's find this chick. She's got some chitin armor on. Guess I'll take the cuirass. It's mildly valuable. All 3 dead cliff racers. Racer plumes have levitate, which is a useful ingredient to have.
Ah, yes.
This guy's got some gold. Gold! As I used to say on Minecraft.
At least there's something of value on those cliff racers.
Yes. Let's go into this yurt. Oh my god!
The mystery of the yurt was more surprising than we maybe first anticipated.
You know what? This guy can wait. Oh, the funniness of the Morrowind engine. You can just walk outside, rest up, and then take a dude on.
He went outside my yurt. Where could he possibly have gone?
You're beaten.
Yo, we're Drofilathon, and I'm starring in this week's episode of MTV's Yurts.
Yurts. Yes. Oh, that's basically what MTV is.
I got a 55-inch wide plasma screen night eye projector.
Oh god. That was pretty forced, man.
Yeah. Not
It's all
too
good.
complex. So now that we've acquired a few ingredients, I'm gonna take this moment to rest. We'll head out in the morning, but I want to make some potions since we have some restore fatigue and restore health ingredients, such as Hackle Low Leaf to restore fatigue. Pair that with large Kwama egg. Ah, that potion will paralyze us as well. Let's not do that.
Not the effect we want.
This is not the effect you are looking for. There we go. Now, Morrowind was before poisons existed. And in Oblivion and Skyrim, poisons are basically negative potions that you apply to your weapons, and they do things like damage health, magicka, etc. However, potions with negative effects in Morrowind were just things that you drank that hurt you.
I feel like that would be an interesting system. I mean, that's another way that they could make sort of the potion slash poison crafting system deeper, is that they, sort of in a way bring back this, where you can make things that are that have negative effects that you can drink as well. But make it so that you can put all potions on weapons, things like that, and make them all drinkable. I feel that would be an interesting way of, just doing, unconventional things.
True. I remember on Skyrim I enchanted a dagger with heal. I think. It was Skyrim or Oblivion. I ran around stabbing my followers to make them gain health.
Yeah, I sort of remember making a ring of like cast burning on self or something like that in Oblivion to like increase my destruction.
Yep. I did that too.
Yeah, and I like that. I think that's cool. Like
That feels like a very necromancer kind of thing to do, you know?
yeah, it sort of, in a way, it sort of fits. It's like, imagine this mage who's so obsessed with fire, the only way they can, like take it further is to, like, feel the fire, right?
Yeah.
So they burn themselves to get even better at it. It's a cool character thing, I think.
Yeah. You know, it kind of goes back to something we said in the early playthrough with the armor pieces and how Skyrim and Oblivion nerfed all the armor pieces. You know, it wasn't any longer separate pauldrons and greaves and stuff like that. Separate pauldrons and gauntlets. It was just they were all one set. And, you know, same with lighting yourself on fire. If you take that away, you're taking away an exploit, or the possibility to exploit. Because in Morrowind, you could obviously apply enchantments to 2 different sets of items, as well as clothes and all that stuff. But, you know, by taking that away, or by taking away setting yourself on fire to gain experience, you're kind of taking away some of the roleplay capabilities.
Yeah, I wonder about that. I mean, how do you think... I mean, do you think there's a way to balance sort of that thing? Because I think an increased complexity is always sort of what I want to see. And yet, at the same time, as soon as something breaks, it really detracts from the experience.
Right.
Deal with these guys first.
Yes. Unfortunately, the weapon I have won't affect the ghost, so we may be in a little bit of a bind here after I take care of Mr. Schlong. You know what? This might be a perfect time to test out our bound dagger that we don't have enough magicka to use.
Oh shit.
The good thing about bound items is that they increase your... Wow, what is our short blade skill? 10. Nice. Bound weapons will actually temporarily increase your skill of that weapon. So we would have a temporary increase to 20 for short blade.
So wait, in Morrowind, are the bound weapons aren't necessarily the Daedric weapons?
They are.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Daedric dagger.
Yep.
Oh, see, to me, the green indicates glass.
Oh, that was a glass one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry, I totally forgot that I didn't actually summon the dagger. Yeah, this is glass, and that is the hair shirt of Saint Aralor, which has some restorative properties. It also damages health, so we'll see about that. But this is actually an artifact you have to collect for a future quest. On the other hand, this is a dead ordinator with some pretty valuable stuff, so we're going to carry as much of it as we can. And leave him to be.
Will he stay there?
Yup.
Alright, cool.
I see you. But yeah, I want to get us a bound spear spell, and it would be cool to get a bound longbow spell. Bound longbow actually summons 10 arrows for you to use as well. And when you run out of those 10 arrows, the script replenishes you. So you basically get an infinite amount,
Oh, cool.
and then
Yeah,
it wears
that-
off when the spell wears off.
That makes sense. I mean, bound bow. Oh, I can't shoot anything. No arrows.
Yup. This is the bound Daedric dagger.
All right.
Looks pretty ferocious.
Yeah, it reminds me of the one I used in Oblivion.
Daedric stuff has undergone some wild facelifts from game to game.
Yes, that's true. There's been a sort of evolution. I guess they could explain that with the games happening in different ages. Though the Daedric are sort of eternal, you would think their stuff would stay pretty similar. Though, I guess there's a multitude of different sources from the plane of the Daedra. So,
True.
maybe they're just different dagger makers.
In Skyrim, you actually have the option to craft Daedric items, and it's revealed that they're actually ebony based, so it's a fun little fact.
Oh, they're ebony based, huh? So, I can't remember. Daedric is actually rare again in Skyrim, right?
Yes.
Because that was something I thought was done poorly in Oblivion, is suddenly Daedric was not very special.
Right.
You know, it's a matter of just leveling up, and then, oh, everybody's wearing Daedric.
Pretty much. Yeah. And that was, I think that was maybe a poorly chosen effect of Oblivion's leveling system, because I remember when Oblivion was coming out, the hype was that, oh, the world levels with you, so you're not walking into, you know, insanely difficult challenges at level 1. And, you know, for some reason, I guess Bethesda decided to say, we're going to take away the magic of, you know, the exclusivity of Daedra and put it in the leveling list. You know, maybe if they had created a different heavy or a different high tier heavy armor and still made Daedric really hard to get, that would be cool. But they didn't. And because, you know, it was like, oh, you got to level 20 and that's when the good stuff starts appearing. That's part of our leveling system. Which, you know, you might, you know, people have different preferences. They might say, I like that, or I don't. I personally think that I like the idea of knowing I can be pwned at level 1, which is what Morrowind does a lot. You walk to the wrong place in Morrowind and you're screwed, you know?
Yeah, well, it just gives a sort of more solidity to the world when... I mean, I think that was something they didn't think would happen, is that it would lose a sort of, like... I guess it's one of those things that affected immersion in a way. It's like, wait, the challenge isn't believable because of the way this thing is leveling in Oblivion.
Right.
Whereas it makes the experience more consistent. Consistent isn't really always best. You want that goal, that like, oh, there's that scary place, and that feeling of like coming back later and being, oh, now I'm powerful, now I can take it on.
Yeah. Uh-oh. More of these dudes. I'm gonna start calling the Ancestor Ghost the Ancestor Bro,
Ancestor Bro.
because he's saved our butts.
You in
I like the noises Dro Philathon makes.
You in
Good call. You have about a 1 in 7 chance to get that one, so. You're gonna attack or you're just gonna float there?
You in
Come on, Ghost.
Kill him. Get him. There we go.
As Peter Griffin would say, if I walk through you, does that mean we did it?
Oh god.
That was like the most terrible Peter Griffin voice ever.
Well, you tried.
A for effort. Oh, I forgot that we had leveled up again. So, we finally have some points to put into intelligence. Let's do that. And the reason we want intelligence is because it increases our max amount of magicka. Willpower, always, because we're a magic-based build. And I don't know. I think in endurance again, it's always useful to have more health and fatigue, but agility is also important. Yeah, let's go with agility. Thanks for all the input.
I don't know what's going on with this leveling.
This is a numbers game, god damn it. Ah, an ash storm is upon us.
Indeed. It's a little bit cloudy here. Anyway, speaking of leveling systems, we're talking about the Oblivion leveling system and experiencing the Morrowind leveling system. What do you think, sort of the idea of a leveling system in general? Like, do you think it adds a lot of value to games, or do you think it's something, I don't know, that maybe in future games we might want to get away from? For example, like, I mean, if you just look at sort of the way they've done leveling in, like, Morrowind and Oblivion, sort of the progression from Morrowind, Oblivion, and then to Skyrim, it's sort of, I don't know, taken away a lot of the... I think sort of the direction is that they take away a lot of the pain of, like, making it a metagame. Like in Skyrim, you can level anything.
Right.
There's no well, you're stuck in this sort of way of doing things. But at the same time, it sort of, I don't know, takes away that numbers metagame that you might be playing otherwise. I don't know, I mean, just to begin, like, what do you think of that in general?
Well, first of all, I support it. I think that leveling system is what is the key to what made Morrowind so versatile, because you can pretty much end up with a ton of different possibilities based on skills and attributes. And that was one of the things that immediately when I first opened Skyrim, I hadn't read much about it, so I didn't know how the game worked. And when I first opened it and realized how the system works, I was like, oh no, that's not good. You're taking away a lot of what made the Elder Scrolls the Elder Scrolls. And because in Morrowind, you have the 5 minor skills you pick and the 5 major skills. And those affect how you increase your attributes, and how you increase your level, etc. And I like that. In Oblivion, you know, as we've talked about before, Oblivion has kind of toned down some of the more traditional RPG elements. And Oblivion just had the 7 major skills, which was cool. I can get used to that. It's not a total departure of the system. It's still very, you know, faithful to the original idea. But then when Skyrim came around, I didn't like it because it, as you said, it took away that whole metagame aspect. And not that I particularly enjoy the metagame, but it's kind of good to know that there are limitations in the world with what your character can do. Because in Skyrim, it's just a matter of leveling everything up and then you're a god. Well, in Oblivion and Morrowind, yeah, you can level everything up, but there's, you know, eventually your character itself will stop leveling up because you're not increasing your major or minor skills anymore. Everything else is just a bonus. So there's a certain ceiling you eventually hit on Morrowind and Oblivion that I think adds value to the game instead of stunting it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I do sort of, I don't know. I think I may see it a little bit differently though. I almost like, I sort of like the thing that you. It's hard to say. I mean, when we're looking at like the Skyrim system, I almost feel like it's good because you don't get locked in. Like, I mean, because I feel in real life, if you learn a skill, it doesn't prevent you from learning other skills. So I like that ability. The sort of the limitation on the amount of skill you can gain, though, there does need to be that limitation. It is true. In Skyrim, once you learn everything and you just become a god, that doesn't feel realistic either. I don't know. I feel maybe there should be a different kind of cap, though. Because one of the things it does is that for new players who don't really understand the system is that at any moment they can switch directions. And I do like that ability. I mean, just as, you know, if you're learning you're going to school or something and you're taking a certain major when you're a freshman or whatever, and then you realize you really don't like it, you can change directions, you can start learning something new. Even people who don't go to school, you know, you learn one craft and, you know, you move on to the next one. I do like that ability to fluidly move between certain things, and I think that a purely numbers-based system that locks you in or lets you have everything is not necessarily the best. I don't know, I almost feel like it's the limitations posed by the Morrowind and Oblivion systems, though, are more so than the ones on Skyrim. I don't know. It's hard for me to really say. We need some sort of limitation, I think.
Hey everyone, we had a bit of a technical error. I ran out of hard drive space to record the video, so I apologize for the abrupt cut.
We are back, though.
Yes.
I think we left off. I was talking about the leveling systems between Morrowind to Oblivion to Skyrim. Just sort of the benefits and downsides. I was having a little bit of a hard time explaining the differences. It's something I'm interested in. It's something I sort of have in my head, but I think I need to like get it down better before I talk about it, because I'm just going around in circles. Your spear skill increased.
Man, I really want that bound spear spell because the iron halberd we're using is starting to get, one, beat up, but also kind of tiring. These goddamn cliff racers. Start using the paralyze spell more. Only in Morrowind can a bird get paralyzed and still be in the air.
Yep. Well, that is one thing that has been added, is those physics.
And really, what's the pinnacle of the Havoc's physics engine in the Elder Scrolls? Obviously, we all know the answer to this one.
Yes.
It's the Adoring Fan.
Of course. And what other place than... What is... I actually did forget the name of it.
Dive Rock.
Dive Rock. It's always Dive Rock. Of course.
Fetcher.
What?
I just called the bird a fetcher.
Oh. The bird moved its mouth as soon as you said that. So I was a little bit confused.
I think the bird is confused too.
Oh, okay. What are the point of the sort of up and down wings? Like the side wings would keep it afloat, but
Fetcher.
steering?
I don't know. I'm gonna refer you to someone in Balmora who's a cliff racer biologist. One thing the later games did really well is the integration of magic with combat. In Morrowind, it's just so awkward to cast a spell and then have to switch to your weapon.
Yeah. There's definitely progress in certain areas that have been made.
So we're nearing Gnisis, and check out this ancestral tomb and see what is entombed within. Because this game will hide insanely cool things in unsuspecting places. It will also hide mundane things in unsuspecting places, but, you know. Hope there's no boner walkers. Oh, that's what we need more of. We need more summon creature spells. I totally forgot that was a conjuration spell.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Now I can't tell.
More minions to
Can't
do
tell
our
which
bidding.
Ancestor Bro is. Oh, there we go. So on the shopping list we need better destruction spells. Bound dagger. Or not bound dagger, bound bound spear. Bound bow. And conjure some cooler things. Okay, I'm kind of screwed here.
Yeah, not the best situation right now.
Oh, eat it! Eat my Daedric dagger.
Alright, well, I think I might have a different angle to approach what I was trying to say before about the leveling system. I'll let you get through this ordeal first, though. Look at those lips. So kissable.
Like you just pinch those cheeks all day long.
Oh my god.
Our skills are going up pretty fast. I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, we just need to spend that time in combat. Been running errands too much.
This is not looking good. Can I get? Oh no, I can't. I didn't want to take another health potion, but I guess we'll have to.
Fetcher.
Brown rot. Ah, we have a disease. Have to drop some stuff. Holy shit. To drop a lot of stuff.
Uh-oh. How
How
much?
much do we have cure disease stuff in our inventory?
Oh yeah, very over encumbered.
go ahead and say what you were going to say, though, because I think we're running close to the episode time.
Oh, well, it's just... I feel like a numbers game, any numbers game in a video game, almost, especially when you're trying to make a world like Morrowind or Skyrim, it sort of brings you out of that immersion. So, the less you have to deal with that system, I feel the better, at least. And I think Skyrim, at least, made it so you didn't have to mess with the system as much. You know, you didn't have to pay attention to it, you didn't have to really, you know, plan for it and all that, which I don't, you know, we were just talking about how we like the more complex systems. I like more complex, but I don't like them when they're too... I would prefer the more gamey things, the things that take you out of the immersion, I don't know, to be limited or sort of de-emphasized. And I did like that about the Skyrim system. Yet, at the same time, I think there needs to be those limitations on the system that prevent you from being godlike. So, I don't know, just what do you think about that? I mean, do you agree, or do you think it's like a necessary evil that if we want these complex systems that we have to have these number games that we have to play with?
I would say that probably yes. Again, as I kind of mentioned before, I'm actually not that opposed to the complexity. Because in Morrowind, you know, the game kind of takes on, if you're worried about it and you're not just playing it casually, the game can kind of take on a spreadsheet sort of mentality. Obviously not fully, you know, you're not getting into it like you might EVE Online, but
Yeah.
there is that sort of pen and paper RPG element. And while I've never played a pen and paper RPG, I do like the limitations of the numbers-based system a lot. I don't really know, I can't really put into words why. It's just that.
I mean, don't you think that maybe there would be some elegant way to put that behind the scenes, though? Some way that imposes those limitations, but maybe more organically?
I don't know. You know.
Hard to say.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like there might be a solution, but I'm not well versed enough in, you know, maybe gaming in general to really have played through a game that uses a system like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, something to think about for the future. If any of you guys have some comments on that, maybe can enlighten us. We'd be glad to hear about that.
For real. And I totally didn't see that had a trap on it. So we have brown rot. I'm not sure if that's a blight disease or not. I do have a cure blight disease potion that I found on the ground. I'm gonna take that and see what happens. And no, we still haven't. So we had to leave. I had to drop a lot of stuff to be able to move, which sucks. What I might do is remember the location of this area, get a potion, and get cured, and then come back. Because we have a lot of valuable stuff.
And that stuff will stay there.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't despawn.
Alright.
What's this dude? Oh, damn. Vampires.
Oh,
We are just stumbling upon all sorts of
little nasties.
little nasties. But you'll have to wait until next week to see what happens. I played Morrowind so much in my life that my memories of it are very much buried within, like, probably since I was around maybe 12 up until now.